file item 46, Senator Runner. Not at her desk. Oh, here she comes. Okay. This is file item 46, Senator Runner, SCR 80. Pass on file. File item 47, Senator Bates. Secretary, please read.
Senate Resolution 45 by Senator Bates relative to Curing Stomach Cancer Month.
Senator Bates.
Mr. President and members, I rise today to present Senate Resolution 45, which proclaims November 2015 as Curing Stomach Cancer Month. This resolution will help raise awareness about stomach cancer, its symptoms, prevention, and early detection. Awareness of this illness, the symptoms, and risk factors remains low, despite the fact that it is among the cancers with the lowest 5-year survival rate. Each year, nearly 930,000 people worldwide are diagnosed with stomach cancer, and approximately 700,000 die of the disease. According to the American Cancer Society in 2015, more than 24,000 Americans will be diagnosed with stomach cancer each year, and over 11,000 will die within a year. In passing SR 45, the Senate will recognize this cancer as among the cancers with the lowest 5-year survival rate and reaffirm our commitment to finding a cure for stomach cancer. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Bates. Members, debate or discussion? Any debate or discussion? Members, is there any objection to unanimous roll call? Seeing and hearing none. Ayes 39, noes 0. The resolution is adopted. File item 48, Senator Mendoza. Pass on file. File item 49, Senator Wolk. Secretary, please read.
Senate Joint Resolution 18 by Senator Wolk relative to small unmanned aircraft systems.
Senator Wolk.
Thank you, Mr. President. This resolution has to do with drones and their use by farmers and ranchers in order to facilitate water use efficiency and drought management. It was proposed by a high school group that calls themselves the Great California Drone Debate, and for which they received a grant from NASA to do this project, and this is the resolution that emerged. Studies have shown that using high-resolution, high-quality, remotely censored imagery collected by drones enables farmers to reduce the amount of water, fertilizer, and pesticide needed by crops. This is a resolution urging the FAA to adopt emergency regulations that would permit such use by farmers and ranchers. I ask for your aye vote.
Great. Thank you, Senator Wolk. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none. Oh, excuse me, Senator Jackson.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, I want to rise in support of this. This is the kind of use of a drone that demonstrates the value of innovation and technology. There are so many positive uses. This is one of them. And knowing that my colleague who's presiding today and I have been equally interested in making sure that drones are used for positive purposes and not for violations of privacy and interfering with the work being done by our emergency providers. We need to be aware that there are many positive uses, and we also need to be aware that we need to contain drones so that they are used for those positive purposes and not for the negative ones. So I appreciate the emphasis on the positive here and would urge everyone to aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Jackson. Members, any further discussion or debate? Senator Nielsen.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, I do not argue against this. It is wonderful technology. It not for the farmer be substitute for the farmer's eye and touch and feel. That's more important than a drone. But that said, there are very many positive applications for drone, and we're dealing with it every day here, and we literally will be for years. The caution I had is the care we must take that bad uses cannot be exploited. And drones overseeing farming operations can be not just for the enhancement of production and safe use of things, but it can be for other purposes that would not be so desirable. We just must always keep that in mind when we're dealing with drones. And to the point of the resolution, I'd always like to see them have containment that says, as determined by the administration. I find no comfort in that. I find comfort in it determined by the parameters defined by the United States Congress and or this legislature that would then guide an administration.
Thank you, Senator Nielsen. Members, any further debate or discussion? Seeing none, Senator Wolk, you may close.
Thank you for the discussion, and I ask for an aye vote.
Great, thank you, Senator Wolk. Members, would there be any objection to unanimous roll call? Seeing and hearing none, ayes 38, noes 0. The resolution is adopted. Members will now move to file item 50. Senator Hill, pass on file. File item 51. Senator Galgiani. Secretary, please read.
Senate Concurrent Resolution 89 by Senator Galgiani relative to chaplains in state service.
Thank you,
Senator
Mr.
Galgiani.
Chair and members. This resolution commends the Associated Chaplains in California State Service for its continued efforts over the years to bring the various faith communities together in a common purpose and to assist the state departments in their various missions to effect rehabilitation, guidance, and service to those entrusted to their care. Chaplains provide many vital services within a challenging environment behind prison walls. The professional care supplied to the correctional community by chaplains addresses many specific needs of a diverse population and aids in the orderly operation of the facilities. This resolution commends over 60 years of work by the Associated Chaplains in California State Service who labor faithfully within the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, the State Department of Developmental Services, the State Department of State Hospitals, and the Department of Veterans Affairs. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Galgiani. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing and hearing none. Members, would there be any objection to unanimous roll call? Seeing and hearing none, ayes 38, noes 0. The resolution is adopted. Members will now move to file item 52. Senator Hueso. Pass on file. File item 53, Senator Hall. Not at his desk. File item 54, Senator Mendoza. Secretary, please read.
Senate Resolution 48 by Senator Mendoza relative to Massage Therapy Awareness Week.
Senator Mendoza.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I'm here to present Senate Resolution 48, which proclaims October 25th to October 31st, Massage Therapy Awareness Week. Massage therapy is beneficial to overall health and increasingly part of integrated health care. Furthermore, consumers spend $12 to $17 billion annually on massage therapy. This resolution recognizes the contributions of the massage industry to the state of California. I respectfully ask for your aye vote, and I know that all of you are in desperate need of massages right now. So with that, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Mendoza. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none. Members, would there be any objection to unanimous roll call? Seeing and hearing none. Ayes 39, noes 0. The resolution is adopted. Members will now move to, let's see here, we've got. Members, we're now going to lift the calls. Members, we're moving to motions and resolutions. Without objection, pursuant to Joint Rule 33.1, Joint Rule 61 will be suspended to allow the Appropriations Committee to meet and report on AB 164 after the deadline. This request has been approved by the Rules Committee. Members, without objection, Joint Rule 62A will be waived for the Appropriations Committee to meet and report AB 164 on without 4 days' notice on the daily file. Right. Members who are going to lift the calls. I'm going to start with file item 21. Secretary, please call the roll.
Bell. Aye. Fuller. Aye. Weso. Aye. Huff. Aye. Monning. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Members, ayes 40, noes 0. Assembly amendments are concurred with. And now move to file item 22. Secretary, please call the roll.
De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Aye. Galgioni. Aye. Weso. Aye. Wachowski. Aye.
Ayes 40, noes 0. The Assembly amendments are concurred with. File item 138. Secretary, please call the roll.
Bates. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Weso. Aye. Leva. Aye. Monning. Aye. Morlock. Vidak. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Ayes 31.
Morlock, no. Bates, no. Fuller, aye. Fuller, no.
Ayes 31, noes 9. Measure passes. Members will now move to file item 149. Secretary, please call the absent members.
Allen. Fuller. Weso. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Monning. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye. Fuller, no. May I call?
Yeah, Secretary, please call the absent members.
Allen.
Ayes 26, noes 13. Measure passes. File item 162. Secretary, please call the absent members.
Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Aye. Canella. Aye. De Leon. Fuller. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Huff. Aye. Lada. Aye. Leva. Aye. Liu. Mitchell. Aye. Morlock. Aye. Runner. Aye.
Ayes 38, no 0. Measure passes. File item 199. Secretary, please call the absent members.
Berryhill. Canella. Aye. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. No. Weso. Aye. Huff. No. Leva. Aye. Mitchell. Aye. Runner. Runner, no. Berryhill, no.
Ayes 27, noes 13. Measure passes. File item 224. Secretary, please call the absent members.
De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Aye. Gaines. Wesso.
Gaines, aye.
Gaines, aye. Monning. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Ayes 40, no 0, measure passes. File item 232. Secretary, please call the absent members.
Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Aye. Canella. Aye. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hueso. Aye. Huff. Aye. Lara. Aye. Leva. Aye. Liu. Mitchell. Aye. Runner. Runner, aye.
Ayes 39, no 0, measure passes. File item 360. Secretary, please call the absent members.
De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Hueso. Aye. Mitchell. Aye. Monning. Aye. Wynn. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye. Fuller, aye.
Ayes 40, no 0, measure passes. Pro Tem De Leon, the desk is clear. Senator Hall, for what purpose do you rise?
Yes, under motions and under announcements.
Please.
Yes, just to announce that there will be a Senate Governmental Organization Committee meeting tomorrow morning at 9:30 in room 4203.
Great, thank you. Senator Allen?
I just want, under announcements,
Yes,
I wanted
please.
to announce an extraordinary young man who has been interning with me this very hectic season. He's from my hometown in Santa Monica, a great kid. He was a Troop 2 Eagle Scout. He's now an undergraduate at Stanford, and he worked on my campaign last year, and now he's been working for me as an intern in my office. And he's just one of the most extraordinary, bright young individuals I've ever had the opportunity to work with. He's smart. He gives me incredible advice. He's a great writer, and I just want to recognize Josh Lappin on the floor today. He's going back to school tomorrow. So he's right here, and we've got the certificate for him.
Congratulations, Josh. Yes, Pro Tem De Leon.
To Mr. Allen, I'd just like to say to your wonderful intern, I'm glad that we share the same hairstyle and the same haircut right there.
Senator Jackson,
If I may, an adjourn in the memory which has been pre-approved with the desk.
please.
Thank you, colleagues. As we go from the brightness of youth to sharing the adjournment in memory of an extraordinary woman and friend, Jane McCormick Tomac, who was the first woman to be mayor of the city of Oxnard. She passed away on August 30th. A true pioneer from Montana, was a well-respected member of the Oxnard community and the entire county of Ventura. She was actually a living legend, lived 92 years, served 8 years on the Ventura City Council, and then served as mayor. She was a woman in a predominantly male field of politics and never, though, stopped articulating her passion and vision for her community. She was, like so many women in that era, evolving from a housewife to a political activist, and as I mentioned, to the first woman not only elected as mayor of the city of Oxnard, but the first woman ever to be elected to the Oxnard City Council. She could mobilize the troops, as you can imagine, with a strong will, and having come from hardy stock in Montana. She graduated from UCLA and Smith College. She was a passionate advocate. She, after serving her time in the Oxnard local government, she continued her service, and up until just a few years ago was very active in protecting Ormond Beach, which is one of the few remaining beautiful areas and ecosystems on the coast between San Diego and Santa Barbara specifically. She fought hard to prevent the incursion of energy facilities like the LNG plant, even in her 80s, I should say, would stand without any assistance to speak very passionately about her vision for the future. And was also, did I mention, the mother of 5, of course, the multitasking that especially the women of that generation performed. She was a pioneer, a friend, and a mentor. And thanks to the wonderful legacy of people like Jane Tolmack, the next generation of which I include myself, has been able to follow on the path that she blazed for us. We honor her life, and I would ask that we all adjourn in her memory.
Thank you, Senator Jackson. Our thoughts and prayers go to the Jane Tolmack family. Senator Nielsen.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, I rise in what I would characterize as an adjourn in memory. I'm not going to recite a bunch of names or a bunch of stories. It's going to be a general adjourn in memory. But of late, we've had an uncommon number of law enforcement officers murdered. Let's keep them in our hearts and in our minds and their families in these trying times. Whatever's going on out there that may be disposing this is subject to lots of debate. That's not what it is about. I'm just asking us to be remembering those law enforcement professionals who've given their lives to protect all of us. And let's include in that our firefighters who also have sacrificed for us.
Thank you, Senator Nielsen. Senator Fuller. Senator Fuller. Adjourn in memory.
Members, today I rise to adjourn in memory of one of our own Senate family. Bob Graham passed away last week after a 4-year battle with cancer. Many of you will remember Bob, who served this Senate in the Senate Floor Analysis Office for many years until his retirement in 2012. Bob had a long and distinguished career here in Sacramento, having worked for Governor Reagan and many other political figures in his lifetime. Bob had a love for baseball, and having coached for the Tri-Cities Little League from 1970 to 1994, he passed his love of this sport on to his children and his community. Bob is survived by his wife, Carol, also a longtime former Senate staffer, his 4 children, and 8 grandchildren. A funeral mass will be held for Bob on September 3rd at 11 a.m. at Peter and Paul Church in Rockland. Please join me in adjourning in memory of Bob Graham.
Thank you, Senator Fuller. Our thoughts and prayers go to the Bob Graham family. And I think we're ready. Any other adjourn in memories? Okay. Senator Galgiani, for what purpose do you rise?
At the request of the author, I would like to ask that we move AB 211, item number 169, to the inactive file.
Great. The desk will note. Thank you. Pro Tem De Leon.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, today we did approximately 81 bills. 59 were Assembly bills. 22 were Senate bills back on concurrence. The other 59 Assembly bills that were eligible for 3rd reading, going back obviously for concurrence on the other side. We had a good day. We had a good pace, 81 bills in total. We will adjourn today. We will reconvene tomorrow at 10 a.m. and we'll have 1 hour break between 12 and 1. Today, obviously, it's 12 to 2 because of Rules Committee hearing, but tomorrow will be for 1 hour, provide lunch, and perhaps maybe even, I think dinner's next week. The dinner will be next week. We'll provide lunch and dinner next week. But with that, have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pro Tem De Leon. The Senate will be adjourned. We will reconvene on Thursday at 10 a.m.